right? There's a huge night for Arsenal in the Champions League as they head into the quarterfinals for the first time. Can you believe it? 14 years facing a Bayern Munich side who have punished them plenty of times in the past. Yeah, Mikel Arteta has plenty of belief in his side though and wants them to create some magic moments of their own. Well, those things I think generate belief in what we did with Porto in the manner that you've done it. If you want to overcome those hurdles in this competition, you're going to have magic moments. At a certain stage, a certain moment in the competition, in the tie, something exceptional has to happen. It has to go your way, you have to generate that momentum, and in order for that to happen, you need to make it happen. It's not going to come and you have to provoke that, and we'll try that to happen. I see the energy change in the players, their belief, their body language, actually how much they are looking forward to feel, how protected they feel. It's like a cushion there to tell them and a wind blowing in their back saying, go for it, we are right behind you. And you can sense it when we are able to do that at home. It's extraordinary. You feel things in your body, and tomorrow we have to feel the last go on and we have to be ready for every ball. They're up against a side that have won the Champions League 6 times, and whilst Bayern Munich haven't had the greatest season in the Bundesliga, Arsenal top of the Premier League, the fans will be going into this one with a lot more confidence and belief that actually this is their year to beat Bayern Munich, maybe even go all the way. It's going to be fascinating to see how it plays out, but you certainly get the feeling there's a different perspective, a different vibe, a different feel-good factor around this Arsenal side at the moment. They're certainly creating their own piece of history. You talk about the matchups against Bayern Munich doesn't look good. Let's look at the situation with regards to their recent games, and immediately you can see the 5 big red L's in that list of Champions League matches. This is the last 8 games, 5 defeats, just the 2 wins in 8. However, March 2017, Arsenal lost 5-1 to Bayern Munich. February 2017, Arsenal lost 5-1 to Bayern Munich. November 2015, Arsenal lost 5-1 to Bayern Munich. Amazingly actually, in that win in October 2015, Mikel Arteta was still in the Arsenal side. He was an unused substitute in that game when they last beat Bayern Munich. Maybe you'll have some fond memories of that time they last beat them. Arsenal fans aren't the only ones scarred by those memories. Like we say, Mikel Arteta was the Arsenal captain at the time when they lost the first of those 5-1 defeats to Arsenal. The boss was keen to insist it's time for his own team to earn the right to be considered an elite club in Europe after reflecting on the pain of those defeats at the hands of tonight's opponents. It's really hard because when you get to the stage of the competition and the scholar reflects such a difference, it was a really painful one. That's many years ago and that's in the back, but it was difficult to swallow. It's that presence and that security as well. They transmit within their body language because they've done it and they have the reassurance they can do it again. That's really important. They have some world champions and they were tough. It's a lot of history. That's their history and they have earned it. We have to create our own one. The one thing we do know is that Mr. Harry Kane loved a North London derby against Arsenal. Even though Bayern Munich are having a bit of a shambolic season, he will be up for this more than anyone. He'll be desperate. He'll be absolutely desperate. He's not only gone to Bayern Munich to win silverware, which he's not going to do in the Bundesliga. This remains Bayern Munich's last opportunity to put some trophies in the cabinet this summer, but he'll want to put one over the old enemy Arsenal. We know that there's been some brilliant matchups that he was involved with between Spurs and Arsenal over the years. He always seems to find that little bit of magic, that something special just to do it when it really matters. He's the top goal scorer in London derbies between the two, and once again he has been in incredible form for Bayern Munich. 42 goals in 42 games. He's been breathtakingly good. But I guess really it will only mean something if he ends up with some silverware this season. Let's take a look at one of the goals. A special goal really, I guess, for Tottenham fans, but more so for Harry Kane in the North London derby. What about that? In off the post, get him a mask tonight. Does he need a mask? I like the way those masks are expensive. They're molded to his face, and he just celebrates and chucks it down and goes to celebrate in the corner. That was at White Hart Lane many years ago. Fantastic finish. Brilliant finish. Let's take a look at the record with regards to North London derbies. This is Harry Kane in all competitions against Arsenal. 19 matches, 14 goals, 3 assists. Clearly, Harry Kane has been something of a nemesis for Arsenal over the years and his quality hasn't been lost on some of his fellow forwards. After Arsenal's Gabriel Jesus heaped lofty praise on the Englishman. Everyone here knows the quality of Harry Kane. For me personally, it's the best finish in the world. It's great to play against these kind of players and obviously we want to keep him quiet in the game. It's hard to explain. Maybe he can explain to you, me not. In my opinion, I think he can finish with head, with left, with right, and then it's a good finish. The guy since I arrived in Europe for me is in that time one of the best, and this time for me is the best finish in the world. Mark, you briefly touched on Bayern's form this season. Just how much though have they actually struggled? Yeah, they've really struggled this season. It's quite remarkable because they have won 11 Bundesliga titles in a row, and there is an expectation in Germany that they win the title season upon season since 2013. They've also, as we said at the top of this segment, won the Champions League 6 times. They last won that in 1920, but right now they're 16 points off Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen, who are having the most phenomenal season. They're guaranteed to finish second. Stuttgart are on the same points, aren't they? Exactly. They really need this Champions League form, and they really need to find something special tonight. They really are struggling, and it's quite incredible to see a side that have got so many talented players struggling at the moment. They were 2-0 up at the weekend and ended up losing the game 3-2. This is their last 10 results in all competitions, won just 4 of them. Bayern Munich would normally win 9 out of 10. 1 draw, 5 defeats. It really doesn't look good at all, and we know that there is a lot of pressure on Bayern Munich. However, they do have the players in that dressing room to produce what they need to on the biggest stage, and the Champions League quarter-final is without question the biggest stage. We've talked a lot about making Arsenal favourites for this one, but that's something that Gabriel Jesus is keen, surprisingly, to play down. Well, I don't think we are favourites, but like I said, it's the quarter-final of the Champions League. If we arrive there, it's because we deserve it, and we have a quality also. But we are talking about Bayern, we have to respect them. And then, obviously, we have to face them like, they are Bayern, but we are Arsenal. But I think the same way we respect them, they respect us as well. So I think there is no favourites, and that will be a big game and a huge battle.